Yo, what's going on, y'all? Mike here, Sports and the Real Shit. Welcome back to the countdown of the best players to have worn jerseys 30 through 1 in NFL history. We're almost home, y'all. We're at number 4 today. There's some serious competition at number 4 brewing. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to start here, old head. Brett Favre was a monster on the field. I know he's turned out to be a monster off the field, but I'm not going to get into that today. All right, we'll save that for the podcast. Brett Favre was a monster on the field, man. He was the ultimate gunslinger. He was the one cat who you knew for sure was going to put the ball in harm's way to try to win a game. And that could go good or bad, either way. And a lot of times, it ended up being spectacular plays. He was just a flat-out, just a baller. Lack of structure. He didn't care. Running around, doing his thing. He didn't care. And that turned out to be a great career for him. Started off in Atlanta, right, as a rookie, gets traded. We all know the story, right, to Green Bay, all of that, right, was riding the bench. Ends up playing 20 years. Atlanta, Green Bay, the Jets. We know about him being wishy-washy, retiring and coming back and so on. And then Minnesota, one last ride. 71,838 yards for his career, 508 touchdowns, 336 picks. That's a lot of picks. 3 straight MVPs. I talked about Dan Marino that should have won 3 straight MVPs. Brett Favre won 3 straight MVPs in 95, 96, and 97. Offensive Player of the Year in 95. 6 times he threw for 4,000 yards. 12 times he threw for 3,000 yards. 4 times he led the league in touchdown passes. 2 times he led the league in yards. And like I said, he was a gunslinger, so 3 times he led the league in interceptions. 11-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. He won a Super Bowl 1 time. Check out some of these stats. In 95, the MVP years, 44-13, 38-13. 96, 38-99, 39-13. 97, 38-67, 35-16. That was peak Favre, right? 2009 comes back with 42-02, 33-7. 28 career comebacks, 48 game-winning drives. All I can say about Brett Favre, man, he threw the ball hard. He threw it fast. He was decisive. He didn't care what the opening was. He tried to fit the ball in there. Like I said, he was just the ultimate gunslinger. The brother didn't care, man. He didn't care about his stats. All he cared about was, I guess, scoring touchdowns and winning games. And he did a lot of that. He was a flat-out baller. No doubt one of the very best quarterbacks to ever do it. The MVPs, speak for themselves. I can't debate those because he put up the stats, and his teams definitely won games. He was playing well enough later in his career for the Packers to keep Aaron Rodgers, riding on the bench, right, until it got too much for Favre, doing his I'm retiring, in and out type of thing. But no doubt, probably the best number 4 to have played, right? I'm going to talk about some cats who are currently playing, but to have played in history, I think Brett Favre is no doubt the best number 4, one of the best quarterbacks ever. Like I said, he wasn't scared of the moment. Come back. His team is down. Didn't matter. He could come back. Took a lot of hits and wasn't scared to stand in there and take a hit. Played under pressure. Remember that Monday night game? His dad had just passed, and he put up some nasty stats and won a game against the Raiders. Just the ultimate competitor, man. I would say an ultimate warrior. So shout out to Brett Favre, one of the best number 4s, certainly in NFL history. Right now, it's really standing as the best number 4 in NFL history, and really one of the best QBs all time as well. So that takes us to some of the current players, right? There was really nobody else that I can think of that was worthy of my list here. Again, I'm the lone voter. There was nobody else really worthy of my list who have played in the past that wore number 4. But there's some new blood, man, and these cats are coming for Brett. I don't know if they'll get there, but they're coming. We'll start with Dak, Dallas. Now, if you play for Dallas, you're going to get scrutinized, and you're going to be overrated, and sometimes you're going to be blasted too much, right? I think Dak is a really good quarterback. Some view him as better than he is, and some view him as lesser than he really is. Unfortunately, when the spotlight's on you like that all the time, you're going to get picked apart. But I think Dak's a good quarterback. 7 years, 24,943 yards so far, 166 touchdowns, 65 interceptions, 2-time Pro Bowler. 2016, he won Offensive Player of the Year, throwing 3,667 yards, 23 touchdowns and only 4 picks. That's a really good year for anybody, let alone a rookie. 2019, 49-02, 30 touchdowns, 11 picks. Pretty good year. 2021, 44-49, 37-10. Pretty good year. Like, Dak has put on some pretty good years. Unfortunately, what happens is, when you get to the playoffs and you don't succeed, people look at that and say, oh, man, he was garbage, right? He's garbo. When that's not really the case. Like, you can't just throw out a guy's whole season. Like, without the regular season, you don't make the playoffs. So some guys, they're great in the regular season, and then in the playoffs, they need more support. Peyton Manning was like that, but Peyton Manning has 2 chips, and people forget that. Peyton Manning was really awful in the playoffs most times. He got upset several times in the playoffs, and the 2 times he won championships, he got carried. He had awful stats, and some guys may need that. I'm not saying that Dak is one of them. All I'm saying is we can't just judge guys by whether or not they win Super Bowl. Sometimes you put up great regular season stats, and then depending on who you play in the playoffs, you don't perform as well, you get put out, your stats don't look as good, and you get the blame. Especially as a quarterback, you're going to get all the blame. And that's happened to Dak. But I think Dak's a really good quarterback, one of the best number 4s going, and he's going to put up some numbers, especially being in Dallas. Mike McCarthy's an offensive guy, playing with receivers and weapons. He's going to be putting up some numbers where we're going to be looking at him like, damn, is he the best number 4 ever? Is he the best quarterback in Dallas Cowboys history? Like, he is going to be like that, man. We're going to have to make that call in a few more years after he's put up a couple more 4,000 or 5,000 yard seasons. Just look out for that. But for now, one of the best number 4s in NFL history, in my opinion, and he's currently going, Dak Prescott. Derek Carr, another baller who people underrate. So these are guys who people would call mid, right? These guys, I think, are ballers, and I think with talent around them, they play at an elite level. And like I said before, check out the podcast if you're new here. There's no such thing as an elite guy who's carrying bad teams. There's nobody we call elite who balls out and wins games and puts up a ton of stats with garbage around him. Derek Carr is no different. When his team doesn't have much talent around him, he doesn't look as great. When he has talent, he looks pretty good, right? 9 years with the Raiders, 35,222 yards, 217 touchdowns, 99 picks. He does put the ball in harm's way sometimes. That's his one knock. 4-time Pro Bowler. 2014, he had 3,270 passing, 21 touchdowns, 12 picks. 2015, 39-87, 32 touchdowns, 13 picks. 2016, 39-37, 28 touchdowns, 6 picks. 2019, 40-54, 27-9. 40-54, 21-8. And then 2020, he had 41-03, 27-9. Those are solid years, man. Solid numbers. And now that he's playing with Devontae Adams, I think he's going to continue to put up really, really good numbers. 28 career comebacks, 33 game winning drives. I think Derek Carr is underrated, man. Like I said, you play with better people, you look better. That's just the way it is. Few guys, there are exceptions, right, that can put up numbers with not so much talent around them. But even those guys really aren't winning games. They're just good at putting up numbers, right, regardless of the situation somehow, right? But Derek Carr, I think, is one of the best number 4s in the league. I think he's one of the best QBs in the league, right? People are going to look at stats and this and that and playoff performance. I think Derek Carr is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, highly underrated, strong arm. You can make all the throws, not scared to get hit, not scared of the moments. Shout out to Derek Carr, man. One of the best number 4s in history and one of the best going right now for sure. Leads me to Deshaun Watson. We'll keep it on the field, just like with Brett Favre. Deshaun just one of a stud, man. We watched this cat in Clemson develop, and he was a baller. Went head-to-head with Alabama, beat them. And in the pros, he's just a baller. 5 years, Houston and Cleveland. 15,641 yards so far, 111 touchdowns, 41 picks, 18 rushing touchdowns. 3-time Pro Bowler, 2018, 41-65, 26-9. 2019, 38-52, 26-12. 2020, 48-23, 33-7. 8 comebacks, 10 game-winning drives for his career. Deshaun just a baller, man. Some people say he holds onto the ball too long, trying to make splash plays and this and that. Whatever it is, all quarterbacks have flaws. But Deshaun Watson is one of the best QBs in the league. He's still young. He still has time to get it together, turn his career around, right? meaning on the field, right? Keep everything, copacetic off the field. On the field, he's a baller still. And he does what he does. Now, I don't know how much he's going to win in Cleveland, but he is well paid now, so maybe he doesn't care. But I see that Deshaun Watson continuing to put up a lot of stats, and at the end of the day, again, when his career is all said and done, combination of passing and running, we're going to be like, damn, Deshaun was a baller. He had a lot of stats. Is he the best number 4? We don't know. It's going to be a toss-up, man. Deshaun, Derek Carr, Dak, especially in this day where everybody's just throwing the ball around. These guys are going to all have some nasty stats when it's all said and done. And we're going to be asking the question, who really was the best number 4? Y'all going to come back to this episode like, let's see. And I don't know if Favre is going to still be at the top. I think one of these guys might be able to take him over for the simple fact that, it's just going to be easier for them to put up nasty stats. But we're not going to forget Brett Favre, man. I'm not. I know what I saw. That brother was a beast. And it's going to take a lot for me to put anyone ahead of Brett Favre. But I can't count out Dak. I can't count out Derek Carr. Can't count out Deshaun. The way things are going. These guys are really, really good quarterbacks. And they have a chance to be up there by the time it's all said and done. But I'm going to go with Brett for now as the best number 4 in NFL history. So that's it, y'all. I'm going to leave it there. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share and, with your friends and all that stuff, man. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. But I'm going to catch you guys next time with number 3. We're almost home. Number 3 is next. I appreciate y'all. Mike, sports and the real. Peace.